It's Monday, September 16th, 2024, and I'm Dave Sobel. 3 things to know today. NextGen MSPs leverage AI and compliance services to stay competitive as CISOs boost cybersecurity spending for next year. OpenAI surpasses 11 million subscribers as their O1 preview models highlight a growing divide in AI use cases for managed services providers. And Apple secures FDA approvals for their new health tech, while Microsoft's security event highlights a need for better collaboration. This is the business of tech. Forrester's budget priorities for CISOs for next year emphasizes the importance of API and software supply chain security, urging investments in application security and human risk management. With 90% of CISOs expecting budget increases, the focus should be on treating cybersecurity as a business decision, managing tech sprawl, and enhancing cloud security. The report highlights the need for robust safeguards against threats to software supply chains and IoT devices, advocating for a pragmatic approach to cybersecurity spending that supports revenue growth and operational resilience. A recent report by Open Systems reveals that 71% of organizations plan to increase their IT budgets next year, particularly for SASE-related expenses or Secure Access Service Edge. Despite infrastructure issues and a skills gap, many organizations are allocating additional funds for SASE implementation. Many are also looking to outsource SASE management, with 70% currently relying on external providers. Oracle's Q1 earnings report for 2025 showed better than expected results, with shares jumping 13% after reporting earnings per share of $1.39 and revenue of $13.31 billion. The company anticipates revenue growth of 8 to 10% for the next quarter and has announced a partnership with Amazon Web Services to provide database services. Oracle's cloud infrastructure revenue surged 45%, and plans to expand its data center operations significantly were discussed. The August Consumer Price Index shows that while inflation is largely controlled, housing prices remain a significant concern, contributing to over 70% of the increase in core CPI. An analysis of the MSP 501, published by Channel Futures, highlights the contrast of so-called NextGen MSPs. NextGen MSPs distinguish themselves through innovative client acquisition strategies, prioritizing webinars and industry events, and focusing on cutting-edge vendor solutions and co-selling partnerships. Their growth is driven by advancements in AI and managed compliance services. To maintain their competitive edge, they must foster deeper collaborations with vendors and continuously innovate, ensuring a synergistic relationship that leverages shared strengths in technology and market insights. Why do we care? A SASE, or Secure Access Service Edge architecture, combines networking and security as a service functions into a single cloud-delivered service at the network edge. I figured you might need a definition, and don't feel bad, I did too. Addressing the infrastructure challenges and skills gap with scalable managed services can provide a clear value proposition here. The analysis here underscores the need for traditional MSPs to evolve by embracing new technologies and deeper collaboration with their vendors. Engaging in co-selling and leveraging advanced solutions can help maintain relevance in an evolving market. With as many breaches and security concerns as I report in this show, it should be obvious that cybersecurity is not just about technology, but also the human expertise needed to interpret and respond to complex threats. Huntress is focused on elevating SMBs and MSPs around the world. Huntress has a suite of fully managed cybersecurity solutions powered by a 24/7 human-led SOC, dedicated to continuous monitoring, expert investigation, and rapid response. And the proof is the execution. Huntress is the #1 rated EDR for SMBs on G2. Want to know more about the platform? Visit huntress.com/MSP Radio to learn more. OpenAI has introduced the O1 Preview series of reasoning models designed to tackle complex problems in science, coding, and math. These models emphasize deeper reasoning before responding, achieving significant performance improvements over previous models. The O1 series includes enhanced safety measures and is particularly useful for complex tasks. Additionally, OpenAI is releasing O1 Mini, a cost-effective model optimized for coding. Access to these models is available to ChatGPT Plus and Team users, with plans for broader access and feature enhancements in the future. TechCrunch noted that while they excel at complex problem solving, they are significantly more expensive and less effective for simpler tasks compared to GPT-4o. The model's multi-step reasoning is promising for tackling big questions, but often overcomplicates simpler inquiries. One useful thing noted that while it significantly improves reasoning, it still has limitations, including errors and hallucinations, and relies on the underlying GPT-4o model. And Big Technology did a deep dive. I considered including it in Big Ideas later in the week, so let me quote directly. Quote, "People who use AI for writing, editing, and marketing tasks will likely be disappointed. But people that use it for coding, math, and science research will be thrilled. In OpenAI's testing, people who used O1 for writing actually preferred it less than GPT-4o. But those who used it for mathematical calculation, data analysis, and computer programming preferred it by a wide margin." End quote. OpenAI's ChatGPT has surpassed 11 million paying subscribers, generating over $225 million in monthly revenue, according to COO Brad Lightcap. This includes 10 million standard subscribers and 1 million on higher-priced business plans, with users employing the service for tasks like coding, writing, and research. Why do we care? There's a potential bifurcation of AI models here within a single product line that's already notable, and might even result in a split of MSP versus their customers. Customers may want the primary model, and technical use cases for managed IT will use the reasoning model. Of course, until they merge at some point in the future, or the product guides to the correct model. Instead, I think the key insight is that my sommelier analogy remains strong. Like an expert recommending a wine with dinner, a solution provider matches product and embedded model to a customer use case. Example, the fact that O1 Preview is less favored for tasks like writing and marketing, but excels at coding and math, aligns with the core services MSPs typically offer. MSPs should assess whether it's worth deploying these models for costly or complex projects versus sticking with the more general models for everyday operations. And some updates on previously reported stories. The FDA has approved a software update that will enable Apple's AirPods Pro 2 to function as over-the-counter hearing aids for individuals with mild to moderate hearing loss. The feature amplifies specific sounds while reducing background noise and adjusts automatically based on a hearing test conducted through the Apple Health app. The FDA has also approved sleep apnea detection for the Apple Watch Series 9, Series 10, and Watch Ultra 2, which were set to launch with watchOS 11. This feature requires 10 nights of sleep data over 30 days to assess risk, but it is not a diagnostic tool, so users should consult healthcare providers. Apple follows other companies like yThings and Samsung in offering this capability, while blood oxygen detection has been disabled in the US due to a patent dispute. I also want to update you on the previously mentioned Microsoft Security event, which happened last week. The Microsoft Windows Endpoint Security Ecosystem Summit highlighted discussions among security vendors, but resulted in few concrete actions or agreements. While Microsoft shared its safe deployment practices and discussed potential improvements in security collaboration, there was a lack of cross-industry consensus on specific advancements. The company plans to invest in Windows security features, address issues related to software updates, and implement anti-tampering protections. And Microsoft will host a special event today to announce the next phase of Copilot innovation. Why do we care? I previously mentioned the importance of Apple in healthcare, and so it's important to highlight when they cross the threshold from promise to reality on FDA approvals. As a quick side note, my doctor didn't even know about these things. The lack of tangible actions at the Microsoft Windows Endpoint Security Ecosystem Summit indicates a missed opportunity for stronger cross-industry collaboration. MSPs that provide security services will need to continue filling the gaps as vendor collaboration isn't driving major advances at this point. That's also continuing to be a risk which providers have to absorb, and so pushing vendors to take more responsibility, particularly via CISOs Secure by Design initiative, remains imperative. Looking to reach an audience of thousands of MSPs and IT service providers? Put your ad right here on the Business of Tech and be on the show that 64% of MSPs report having listened to. A recurring top 50 tech news podcast, there are affordable options for you to reach our audience, and we can support any budget. Podcast listeners are more engaged, have a higher level of brand retention, and are more willing to listen to ads here than any other avenues. Want to know more? There's information at mspradio.com/engage, including a button to book a time to talk. I'm looking forward to that discussion. Thanks for listening. Today is National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, and it's National Step Family Day. I have a number of step siblings I'm very close to, so I wanted to do a shout out there. I'm speaking at a webinar for CoreView this week entitled Differentiate Your MSP Business by Governing and Securing M365. Join me on the 19th of September, 10 a.m. Eastern, with a link to subscribe and register in the show notes. Have a question you want answered? I take those listener questions, send them in, ideally as a voice memo or video, to question@mspradio.com. Answer listener questions live each week on our Wednesday live show on This Week, YouTube, and LinkedIn, 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you like the show, the number one thing you can do is make sure you're subscribed or followed on your favorite platform and share with a colleague. Talk to you again tomorrow. The Business of Tech is written and produced by me, Dave Sobel, under ethics guidelines posted at businessof.tech. If you like the content, please make sure to hit that like button, follow, or subscribe. It's free and easy and the best way to support the show and help us grow. You can also check out our Patreon, where you can join the Business of Tech community at patreon.com/MSPradio, or buy our Why Do We Care merch at businessof.tech. Finally, if you're interested in advertising on the show, visit mspradio.com/engage. Once again, thanks for listening to me, and I will talk to you again on our next episode of the Business of Tech.
Part of the MSP Radio Network.